Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Impact Gaming Center. We are live and in living color here for round number 4 of our Modern FNM. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and of course, hit the all option there. That way you don't miss any of the awesome content that we make here at Impact. But thank you all so much. We got Nate on burn against Wyatt, who we saw earlier in the stream, against, or rather on Bant Nadu. So got an early start here with the Goblin Guide, the Guide of Goblins, crashing in, revealing a land for Wyatt. And back to Wyatt. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Nate certainly has all the tools, potentially, to take out all these little critters that Wyatt is going to produce. But, of course, that will make sure that he does not point those burn spells at his opponent. So it'll be interesting. I've not commentated this. I haven't seen this at all. So this is going to be a fun matchup. But yeah, let me know in the comments section what kind of decks you would like to see us put on camera. And if I can accommodate it, I will. Nate going to get in there for 2. Wyatt going to crack his Windswept Heath. Go fetching. What for, though? Hedge Maze going to surveil. Both players are obviously 3-0. Both players are playing for a chance to win all the monies. And, of course, the prestigious first place photo, all the Twitter clout one could ever want from winning a LGS's FNM. And here is Eidolon of the Great Revel. That's pretty good. That's going to make it to where every time, one of those enters the battlefield, he'll lose 2 life. Anything 3 or less mana. Gonna drop Wyatt down. Do we have a follow-up? Looks like there is a land there in Wyatt's hand. Are we going to deploy it? Yes, Forest. Gonna make an insect token. Shuko. Trigger. Down to 11. Swift Spear. Another Eidolon. Gonna drop Nate down to 15 off the other Eidolon. And Wyatt's gonna take a draw step. Yeah, I mean, this might be a good plan for Nate. Just load up on Eidolon of the Great Revels and see, hey, you can play all your shenanigans, but when you're casting spells, basically every spell on his deck costs less than 3. 3 or less, rather. You're gonna be taking some damage. So here is an island that will make another insect. The stained glass mirrors from, I believe that's Dominaria United. We're going to go Court of Calling, I can only assume here. Yep. For 3, I'm assuming it's Nadu time. All right. We have an interesting little situation here because Wyatt's going to need to cast spells in order to keep things going. Will it, and this is, obviously not an exact science here. Nate trying to figure out the best way to show off that a creature has or hasn't been, or how many times a creature has been equipped with the Shuko. Should be good, though. The center Shuko usually moving on down the conveyor belt. Alrighty, there we go. 0, 1, 2. So the creature in the middle is on the conveyor belt, as it were. Equip, reveal, Birds of Paradise. See, so if Wyatt were to cast that, it would cost him 2 damage. That is a Chord of Calling. That is a land. That'll make an insect. Another equip. Nantuko. And we're going to cast the Nantuko. That will deal. I was going to say, that'll deal Wyatt 4 damage, but yeah, we are going to cast it. So the juice worth the squeeze there. And Tuco, that's a Windswept Heath. That's really good. Make 2 insects now that we got 2. And this is starting to get to the point of no return. There's another Nantuko. Probably not going to cast that one at this point. A bird. There's a land, Shifting Wildwood. Make 2 more tokens. Going to convert both those tokens into 2 on the dice. That will go to hand. That's a Wall of Roots. Sylvan Safekeeper. All right, Dryad Arbor going to suit up. That's a land. That'll make 2 more. And that's a Summoner's Pact. All right, now we're going to get to the tokens here. And zoom out just a little bit so we can see those. As we move all these down the conveyor belt. Down, down, down. I believe this is a Chord of Calling. Oh, not casting it, though. Just revealing it off of the Shuko. Or rather, the Nadu trigger. That's a Birds of Paradise. That's a Vexing Bubble. That's a Summoner's Pact. Yeah, we're getting... There's a Windswept Heath. That should go on the battlefield. There's a Saga. Lush Portico. Make 2 more. Surveil. Another land. Make 2 more. Windswept Heath. Another land. Make 2 more. I mean, this is pretty much garbage time at this point, I think. I don't even think Wyatt really needs to cast. If he has a Thassa's Oracle, he can cast that pretty safely here because Nate is tapped out, so no chance of a Lightning Bolt or anything like that coming off the top rope. But yeah, Wyatt just doing the thing, you know? It's a great time to remind everybody that ImpactGamingCenter.gg is your one-stop shop for all things TCGs, other card games, and tabletop gaming. Yeah, needs to clean up his battlefield a little bit. Know what's in hand and what is on the battlefield. Nate's probably going to make him... Knowing Nate, Nate's going to make Wyatt probably play this out. I hope we have the Thassa's Oracle combo here, Wyatt, because this might be a long game 1. We might be in quarter number 1 here. It's like the third inning. There's a Saga going to come down, make 2 more. There's another Shockland. Going to move down, Court of Calling. Delighted Halfling. That's a Misty Rainforest. 13. Delighted Halfling. Nadu. I gotta admit, Wyatt's really good at this. We had another player on camera a couple weeks ago, Micah, do a really good job with it too, but Wyatt's not too shabby himself, so this can be a long process, and he's doing a good job keeping everything situated and organized. Oh, there is Thassa's Oracle. So thank God he's got that in hand. Otherwise, this would be a super long process where you'd have to bounce lands, Ottawara to bounce other things. I think Nate probably just wanted to see the Thassa's Oracle. And guess what? Wyatt wins. Game 1 goes to the menace of the format in Bant Nadu. If you're watching this and this card's been banned, thanks. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. But yeah, game number 1 goes to Wyatt. And Nate just wanted to see the kill condition. Are you doing it the easy way, a.k.a. Thassa's Oracle, or are you doing the hard way where you blow up all my lands and bounce all my things? Thankfully, it wasn't that. It was Thassa's Oracle. I appreciate that these Nadu players that have been coming up to Impact have been using Thassa's Oracle rather than the technically the more better version. More efficient version. Where they just use Boseiju and Ottawara to bounce all your things, and then you have to pass back, basically not being able to do anything, and then they have got an army of insects to just alpha strike you. But Nate will be on the play, and that is, of course, a huge deal when you're talking about burn. It's going to be interesting, though. I think the question that I had earlier about can Nate keep up and just kind of pick off all of Wyatt's little critters was answered in that game, but maybe not. Maybe not. Let's get back down to the battlefield area. Wyatt is up a game here, so let's give him this little win marker circle. Who wants to see Nadu banned? That is the question. I personally think it is correct to ban it. The deck is far too consistent and has an incredible win rate during paper tournaments. Windswept Heath, down to 19. Goblin Guide, getcha. That's a Shuko. That's pretty scary. Back to Wyatt. Windswept Heath, gonna produce a Birds of Paradise. Just a forest. Gonna play around some Blood Moon action. Not the worst idea in the world. Bloodstained Mire going to get tapped and sacked down to 16. There's Sacred Foundry. There we go. Searing Blaze. Going to take Wyatt to 14 and get rid of the bird. Another attack. Nantuko Spring Heart Nantuko. The revealed card for Wyatt. So Shuko and Spring Heart Nantuko, both of the cards revealed so far. Waterlogged Grove. That hurts you every time you tap it. There's Delighted Halfling. Volatile Stormdrake. There's a Shuko. That'll take Wyatt to 11. Now, although Wyatt is in a bit of a tricky spot here, in my opinion. If he top decks a Nadu, we're off to the races. That's how quickly this could turn. Is that a Rift Bolt? Attack. Bristly Bill revealed. Down to 9 goes Wyatt. And Wyatt decides to block. So he is still at 11. Knows that Rift Bolt's coming off suspend. Here is a Bristly Bill. Down 10. Here is Bristly Bill, by the way. There's a Swiss Spear. Down to 9 goes Wyatt. So it's landfall whenever land enters the battlefield under your control. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And then for 5 mana, you can double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Pretty decent. He just bestowed his opponent's card. That's pretty funny. Jacob standing behind Wyatt got second at our RCQ with Bant Nadu. Hedge Maze is going to enter the fray. All right, so some blocks there. Back to Wyatt. And here we go. Rending Volley going to take down the bird. But we get to reveal That'll go to hand. Now the rending volley. And we'll resolve the trigger. Fastest Oracle will go to hand. And pass back to Nate. Boros charm you, and that's going to be game. So there you have it. Burn on the play. Nothing to mess with. All righty. Let's kick it back to me in the booth. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all the fun things. Follow us on all the social medias. We got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us on all the places that let you know we exist. ImpactGamingCenter.gg is the place to be if you need TCG and board game, tabletop game accessories, bars. But yeah, we got game number 3, the best 2 words in Magic coverage. Game number 3. Let's kick it back down there. I assume Wyatt is going to be on the play here. This is round 4. This is the final round. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight, especially if you're watching live on Twitch. We still appreciate and love you if you're watching on YouTube, though. Yavimaya and Delighted Halfling. Bloodstained Mire, I'm assuming that's getting cracked. Suspended Rift Bolt. This is going to be a fun game. This is essentially a race, you know? Both players trying to get to their end game as fast as possible. Nate in the ways of slinging bolts at Wyatt's face. Wyatt trying to make a bunch of insects and then cast a fish that says win the game. And here's the bird. Rift Bolt going to take Wyatt to 17. Mountain. Rending Volley. Volatile Stormdrake to hand. And Nadu down. There's a Birds of Paradise, even though it don't look like it. I promise it is. There's a Volatile Stormdrake. Just because. You know, why I just shrugged, like, whatever, yeah. And here's Shuko. Stormdrake gonna get equipped with the Shuko, pass back to Nate. I mean, attacking Nate down to 0 is still an option. Down to 16. There's a Sacred Foundry. What is the path to victory here for Nate? Wyatt's hasn't changed. He still wants to be able to find the combo. Obviously, Wyatt could just start beating down with this Drake, but what is the okay, for you. Down to 13. Skewer the critics. Your Storm Drake. Okay, so he's taking consideration into the board. Doesn't want to just get beaten down by the Drake. This is a little bit different of a game than what we've seen the last two. Nevertheless, here's a Chord of Calling. Gonna search out a Nadu. And here we go. We're going to not doing it. Well, Wyatt's going to try and not do it. Again, Nate tapped out on the turn that Wyatt's going to try and go off here. All right. If we have a Spring Heart and Nantuko, there's a Summoner's Pack. Here's comes a Spring Heart and Nantuko, and this is probably going to be all she wrote, folks. No reason to scoop, though. You're in the finals. You're on camera. You're playing for all the marbles and all the Twitter clout. No reason to, scoop here. Unless Nate wants to get home, I mean. All right. On the conveyor belt. Chord of Calling. Forest. That'll trigger. Make an insect. Birds of Paradise. That's a fetch land. That's a pretty good one. Make another Birds of Paradise to hand. Delighted Halfling on the conveyor belt. Nadu to hand. In core. Are we gonna brick? Summoner's Pack. I'll be able to fetch up a creature. All right, we're going to chord here, I think, before we go to drastic measures and start packing. There's a Spring Heart Nantuko. So we've got a fetch land in play. So we can make 2 insects already. Not completely deterministic yet, but we're definitely getting to the point of no return for Wyatt. I guess for Nate, the point of no return for Nate. The point of winning the game for Wyatt. That's going to be a Hedge Maze, Surveil Land. Going to make 2 tokens off of both of the Spring Heart Nantukos. This is going to be a Shockland and an Urza Sagan. Okay, yeah, we're we can pack it up here. Nate, again, more than Wear Tear with his tapped out mana. Yeah, that'll be it. Wyatt's gonna win, folks. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I do appreciate it. Congratulations to Wyatt. Our big 4-0 winner tonight gets all the riches and all the story credit and all the Twitter hype and clout. And thank you all so much. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and, of course, set it to all. Make sure you subscribe. That should be just a thing. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm Les Alex. Hit up impactgamingcenter.gg if you are interested in TCGs, Magic singles, tabletops, singles, everything, sealed product, D&D, Warhammer, you name it, we got it. Thank you all so much. It's been a great night. Until next time, we're going to catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios.